You are listening to the Horse Radio Network, part of the Equine Network family.
Greetings, everyone. Coach Jen here, and thanks for tuning in to Horse Tip Daily, episode 1496. This one is an excerpt from the Dressage Radio Show, and it deals with riding in a straight line and getting a straight halt. Sounds so simple, doesn't it? This episode is brought to you today by Practical Horseman on Demand.
Train with top hunter, jumper, and eventing professionals anytime, anywhere with Practical Horseman on Demand. Your membership gives you access to hundreds of how-to training videos taught by top-level hunter, jumper, equitation, and eventing pros. Exclusive interviews and lectures, slow-motion demonstrations, insider access to private clinics and lessons, and step-by-step tutorials. New content is always being rolled out, so there are always new videos available on the topics important to you. Join now for just $24.99 a month and take your training to the next level with Practical Horseman on Demand.
Well, for this week's trainer tip, we are so thrilled to have four-time gold medalist from the 2023 North American Youth Championships, Mary Pillar, on the line. Hi, Mary. Welcome back to the show.
Hi. Thank you so much.
Well, Mary, what is our tip? Because you just won 4 gold medals, my friend. So I want to know what your tip is.
So my biggest tip that I can give people going into the show ring is making sure that their center lines are pristine. So if you go in with a good straight center line and a good balance with a good halt, it starts your test out in a really good manner and gives the judge a really good impression, and it starts your test out as an 80% and then, instead of a 60%. So I think definitely a good center line is a great tip for anyone wanting to really excel in dressage.
I think, also at the end of the test, there's a center line as well. So it's a chance for two movements to get a very good mark. And people have heard, similar tip previously, but it's so important that all the tests, whether it's walk, trot, canter,
exactly.
It's something that you don't need a fancy horse to practice. And this week I was working on some test movements with my riders, and something that really irritated me was that they couldn't hit the center line.
Exactly. Yes, you can be like a couple feet off, or I've heard from judges as well that if there's a judge at B or E, if you're before X or after X, that's a bit of a pet peeve for them as well. And if you think about it too, it's a double coefficient since you do it twice. So I think that it's super important.
Yeah. Well, and like you said, you want to start out at an 80%. You don't want to start out at 50%, and because you're already digging yourself out of a hole, and now we're going toward championships. And a lot of times, championship season now, regionals and young riders and festival, and they're here now. And just a good reminder, I mean, these are things you should practice pretty much every day, right? I mean, this is something you should train.
Yeah, because you can't drill a halt too much, I think, sprinkle them in every ride, but keep it playful with the horses. But the more they understand the aids for having a good halt and then having a square halt as well, as it's invaluable.
Right. No, I love it, because it's absolutely one of those things that you should train, and it shouldn't be, you should be so ingrained in you that when you're at the horse show and you're nervous and you have 2 or 3 or 5 judges or whatever you have, you need to be practicing that and ready to go. So I love it. We want everybody to start out.
I tell my students that, if it's something like that, a halt, or, don't practice it until you get it right. Practice it until you can't get it wrong.
Exactly.
Love that.
Right. So I think that's a quote from some famous coach or something. Anyways,
yeah. I've heard that before.
I love it. That is so good. I love it. Well, Mary, thank you for your time tonight. How can our listeners find you online if they have any questions for you?
So I'm on Facebook as my name, Mary Claire Pillar, and then same on Instagram at Mary Pillar with 2 R's.
I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you, guys.
Well, there you have it. Horse Radio Network has thousands of engaging podcasts for horse people, and you can have them sent right to your phone. Just subscribe via your favorite podcast player. This is Coach Jen, and I will be back again soon with another tip. Until then, go ride your horse. The Horse Radio Network and the Horse Radio Network hosts are not responsible for statements made by guests on the Horse Tip Daily. Please use your own judgment when listening to the tips on this show.